If you are currently breathing the air of the Western Hemisphere, if your feet are planted on the soil of the Americas right now, specifically if you were born between the years of 1962 and 2004, there is a 90% chance you are experiencing a biological anomaly that doctors cannot name and psychologists cannot treat. Stop scrolling and look at your hands. Do you feel a phantom vibration in the center of your palms when you wake up in the morning? Do you experience a sudden and crushing wave of exhaustion, specifically between the hours of 2 in the afternoon and 4 in the afternoon, even if you have slept a full 8 hours? You have been told this is burnout. You have been told this is the stress of modern living, or a adrenal fatigue, or a deficiency in magnesium. They are wrong. Edgar Cayce, known to history as the Sleeping Prophet, predicted this exact somatic phenomenon over 80 years ago. He did not call it anxiety, and he did not call it depression. He called it the Western return. You are not sick. You are being recalibrated. We are going to open the Akashic records right now to explain why your body feels like it is vibrating at a frequency that does not match your environment. This is Act 1 of your awakening, the somatic compass. To understand why you feel this pressure in your chest and this ringing in your left ear, you must understand the geography of the soul. Cayce was very clear in his readings regarding the movement of spiritual energy across the globe. For thousands of years, the spiritual center of this planet was anchored in the east. It resided in the Himalayas. It resided in the Gobi Desert. It resided in the sand-swept tombs of Egypt. But Cayce saw the shift. He saw that as the Aquarian Age began, the center of gravity for human consciousness would migrate physically and magnetically. It would move to the west, specifically to the landmass of the United States. This is why you are here. This is why you chose to be born in this specific window of time. You are not a citizen of a country. You are a biological anchor for a massive energetic download that is currently hitting the Western world. Let us speak about the symptoms, because the medical establishment treats them as errors when in reality they are features. Let us talk about the heat in your spine. Cayce spoke extensively about the Kundalini force and the rising of the creative energy from the Leyden gland to the pineal gland. But what is happening to you now is different. This is the atmospheric pressure of the spirit meeting the density of the material world. When you feel that sudden anxiety that has no trigger, that feeling of impending doom, or that sense that you have forgotten something important but you cannot remember what it is, that is your cellular memory activating. You are feeling the weight of the task you signed up for before you were born. Science calls it cortisol. The spirit calls it the summoning bell. If you have a persistent ache in the back of your neck, right at the base of the skull, where the spine meets the cranium, listen closely. This is what the readings referred to as the Alta Major Chakra point. It is the entry point for higher will. The reason it hurts is because you are resisting the download. You are trying to live a normal 3-dimensional life in a 5-dimensional body. You are trying to fit into a career and a mortgage and a routine while your DNA is trying to build a bridge to a new civilization. The friction between who you pretend to be and who you actually are creates this physical pain. Cayce warned that the entities who were present during the fall of Atlantis would reincarnate in America during this transition period. Look at the technology around us. Look at the speed of our destruction and our creation. Does it not feel familiar to your soul? Does it not feel like you have seen this movie before? If you have an obsession with the ocean or a deep, unexplained fear of tidal waves, if you have dreams of cities falling into the sea, this is not a nightmare. This is a memory, and your body remembers what happened the last time humanity reached this level of technological advancement without the spiritual maturity to handle it. That is why you are tired. You are holding the energetic levees against a flood that is not made of water, but of chaos. Your nervous system is acting as a filtration unit for the collective consciousness of the West. Every time you walk into a crowded room and feel suddenly drained, you are doing the work. Every time you wake up at 3:33 in the morning with your heart racing, you are doing the work. You are metabolizing the fear of the collective so that the shift can happen without total destruction. You are the buffer. Cayce said that mind is the builder, but he also said that the physical body is the temple. Right now, your temple is under renovation. The ringing in your ears that the audiologist says is tinnitus is actually a frequency adjustment. It is the sound of your sympathetic nervous system tuning itself to a higher resonance. Think of a radio dial being turned. Between the stations there is static. There is noise. There is discomfort. You are currently in the static. But the music is coming. We need to reframe your entire medical history. Those allergies you developed later in life. That sensitivity to processed foods and loud noises and fluorescent lights. That is not weakness. That is refinement. A coarse instrument can handle rough handling, but a precision instrument cannot. You are becoming a precision instrument for spirit. The dense foods and the dense energies of the old world are becoming incompatible with your new biology. Your body is literally rejecting the matrix. This is the biological marker of the Western return. The souls who have returned to the West to usher in the Golden Age cannot operate on the fuel of the Iron Age. You are being forced to purify not because it is a trend, but because it is a survival mechanism for your frequency. There is a specific reason why this is happening in the United States. Cayce predicted that this land would be the cradle of the new root race. Not a race of skin color, but a race of consciousness. The people of the solution. If you are watching this video, it is because you are one of the founding members of this new lineage. You feel isolated because you are the first of your kind in your immediate environment. You feel crazy because you are perceiving a reality that has not yet made the evening news. But the body does not lie. Your somatic experience is the truth. The vibration in your hands is the healing capacity that you have not yet turned on. The pressure in your forehead is the third eye that is calcified but cracking open. The fatigue is the energy conservation mode your body enters while it upgrades your software during your sleep state. You need to stop fighting your own biology. You need to stop drugging your awakening. You need to stop apologizing for your sensitivity. This sensitivity is your weapon. It is your compass. It is the only thing that will navigate you through the turbulence of the next 10 years. The Western return is not a political movement. It is a biological event. It is the grand migration of souls who promised to be here when the clock struck 12, and the clock is striking 12. The prophecy is no longer a text in a dusty library. It is written in your blood. It is firing in your neurons. It is beating in your chest right now as you listen to my voice. You are the living proof that Edgar Cayce was right. The question is no longer if you are one of them. The somatic markers have proven that you are. The question is, what are you going to do with this power now that you know it is not a disease? We are going to go deeper into how to unlock the specific purpose of your vibration in the next segment. But first, you must accept the diagnosis. You are not broken. You are activating. If you feel the resonance of this truth in your solar plexus, if you recognize your own symptoms in this description, then you are part of the battalion of the light. You are the somatic compass. I want you to confirm your active status in the comments below. Do not let this moment pass without anchoring your realization into the physical plane. Write these words. I accept my assignment. Say it. Write it. Feel the shift in your body when you stop resisting and start accepting. I accept my assignment. The wait is over. The work begins. Now that you have accepted the internal assignment, we must turn our gaze outward to the soil beneath your feet. We must speak of the location of the extraction. If you are currently residing within the borders of the United States, or if you feel an inexplicable magnetic pull toward the events unfolding on the North American continent, then you are not an observer. You are sitting in the reactor core. Edgar Cayce did not just give readings for individuals with ulcers or arthritis. He gave readings for nations. He gave readings for the planet itself. And in the hushed tones of his trance state, the sleeping prophet identified this specific landmass as the cradle of the new humanity. He called it the testing ground. He warned that the entity known as the United States was destined to be the crucible where the spiritual metal of the world would be forged in fire. This brings us to the warning and the biological sign that confirms you volunteered for this specific deployment. You might wonder why you feel a constant low-level vibration in your nervous system that seems to have no medical origin. You might wonder why the air feels thick with an electricity that prevents you from sleeping deeply between the hours of 3 and 4 in the morning. This is not insomnia. This is proximity to the event horizon. Cayce spoke extensively of the connection between the ancient civilization of Atlantis and the modern rise of America. He revealed that the souls who witnessed the rise and catastrophic fall of that advanced technological society have reincarnated en masse right here, right now. Look around you. The sudden explosion of technology in the last 100 years, the obsession with speed, the polarization of ideologies, the teetering on the brink of self-destruction while holding the keys to infinite energy. This is the Atlantean script playing out for the second time. And the biological sign I need you to look for is a phenomenon known as karmic resonance. If you feel an overwhelming sense of urgency that you cannot explain logically, if watching the news gives you a distinct physical sensation of nausea, not because of the content, but because of the feeling of history repeating itself, then you are one of the returnees. Your soul remembers the fall of the previous great cycle. You chose to be born in the United States, or to focus your energy on it during this timeline, not to witness the destruction, but to rewrite the ending. You are here to stabilize the grid. Cayce predicted that physical changes would begin in this Western Hemisphere. He spoke of the shifting of the poles and the alteration of the geography. But the most violent shifting is not happening in the tectonic plates yet. It is happening in the emotional body of the collective consciousness. You are feeling the friction of two ages grinding against each other. The Piscean age of hierarchy and secrets is dying. The Aquarian age of transparency and intuition is being born. And the birth canal is the chaos you see in the American narrative. This is why you feel tired. You are acting as a biological filtration system for the toxicity of a nation that is purging its shadows. When you walk into a grocery store and feel suddenly drained, it is not your blood sugar. It is your auric field processing the collective anxiety of the environment. Cayce called this the sensitivity of the forerunner. He warned that as the time of the great event approached, those with the seal of the light would feel like they were going crazy. They would feel like strangers in their own land. This alienation is a safety mechanism. It is designed to keep you from becoming attached to the systems that are crumbling. If you felt perfectly at home in a society driven by greed and division, then you would be part of the problem. Your discomfort is your credential. Your anxiety is actually a form of radar. You are picking up on the frequency of the metamorphosis. Think of the caterpillar inside the chrysalis. When the transformation begins, the caterpillar actually dissolves into a soup of cells. To the caterpillar, this feels like death. It feels like the end of the world. But inside that soup are what biologists call imaginal cells. These cells hold the blueprint of the butterfly. They vibrate at a different frequency than the rest of the dying caterpillar. If you are watching this, you are an imaginal cell in the body of this nation. You hold the blueprint of the next version of civilization. Cayce saw that out of the turmoil of the West would come the next root race, a type of human being who has balanced the material with the spiritual, who has balanced technology with telepathy. But to get there, we must pass through the eye of the needle. This is the warning. The pressure is going to increase. The noise is going to get louder. The distractions are designed to lower your vibration so that you forget you are a stabilizer. You must understand that the United States is the throat chakra of the planet. It is where the word goes forth. It is the center of communication and expression. When the throat is blocked or infected, the whole body suffers. You are the antibiotics. You are the remedy. Your biological sign is that when the chaos gets loudest, you suddenly feel a strange, cold calm wash over you. Have you felt this? When everyone else is panicking about the economy or the elections or the weather, there is a deep part of you that goes silent. That is the Atlantean memory kicking in. That is your soul saying, I have seen this before, and this time we will not fail. You are here to hold the frequency of peace while the storm rages around you. It is a heavy burden. I know it feels like you are carrying the weight of 50 states on your shoulders. But you were built for this tonnage. You have the spiritual musculature to withstand the gravity of this transition. Cayce said that the entity itself, the group soul of America, must be purified. It cannot be purified by politics. It can only be purified by the individual units of consciousness raising their voltage. That is you. Every time you choose love over fear, you are healing the national karma. Every time you choose intuition over propaganda, you are clearing the fog. Do not look for an escape route. You did not come here to evacuate. You came here to anchor. The warning is that if you do not acknowledge this purpose, the biological pressure will manifest as illness. If you resist the energy flowing through you, it will burn out your circuits. You must ground it. You must let it pass through you into the earth. You are a lightning rod in the middle of a supercell storm. The lightning wants to strike. Let it strike, but let it pass through you and ground it into the reality of the new earth you are building. This is the danger and the glory of your position. You are standing at the epicenter. If you recognize this sign, if you feel the phantom memory of a lost civilization and the burning hope for a new one, then you are exactly where you are supposed to be. The map was drawn before you were born. The coordinates were set in the Akashic records. You are the anchor. I want you to solidify this contract with the land right now. I want you to claim your territory in the eye of the storm. Go to the comments and declare your position. Write these words. I am the anchor in the storm. Do not whisper it. Type it out so the algorithm of the universe registers your signature. I am the anchor in the storm. Let the others panic. Let the old world shake. You will stand firm. And in the next segment, we are going to reveal the specific daily ritual Cayce prescribed to protect your energy field from the increasing static of the collective mind. It involves a substance you likely have in your kitchen right now, but you have been using it wrong for 30 years. Stay with me. The training is just beginning. I am the anchor in the storm. Write it now. Now that you have set your intention and declared your status as the anchor in the storm, we must speak about the physical price you have been paying for this title. Because being a biological grounding rod is not a metaphor. It is a physiological reality that has likely sent you to the doctor 3 or 4 times in the last decade, only to be told that there is nothing wrong with you. If you were born between the years of 1958 and 1988. Or if you have noticed a vertical line appearing between your eyebrows that has nothing to do with age and everything to do with concentration. Then what I am about to tell you will unlock the mystery of your entire medical history. Edgar Cayce was very specific about the return of the Atlanteans. He prophesied that the souls who lived during the height of the Atlantean technological era would reincarnate en masse in the United States of America during the shift of the ages. This is why you feel a strange, inexplicable pull toward the ocean, or why you have vivid dreams of great cities falling into water. But more importantly, this is why your nervous system feels like it is wired for a higher voltage than your body can currently handle. You are not suffering from anxiety. You are suffering from resistance to your own activation. Think back to the last time you walked into a crowded supermarket or a busy airport. Did you feel a sudden, crushing wave of exhaustion? Did your knees feel weak? Did you feel a sudden flash of irritability that did not belong to you? Western medicine calls this sensory processing disorder or chronic fatigue. The sleeping prophet called it being a sensitive. But in this new era, we must upgrade the terminology. You are a biological grounding rod. Let me explain the physics of your spirit. When a storm hits a house, the lightning rod takes the strike. It takes millions of volts of raw, chaotic electricity and channels it safely through a copper wire down into the dark earth. The house remains standing. The family inside remains safe. But the rod takes the heat. You are that rod for the collective consciousness of America. When the news cycle spins fear, when the political tension rises, when the financial markets tremble, the massive cloud of psychic static builds up over your city. Most people are asleep, so they just react. They get angry, they get sick, they fight, but you were built with a specific genetic marker that acts as a conductor. You absorb that ambient fear, you process it through your solar plexus, and you ground it into the earth so that the people around you do not lose their minds. This is why you need so much sleep. You are not lazy. You are running a massive amount of amperage through a biological system that needs to rest to repair its myelin sheaths. Cayce spoke of the redstone in Atlantis, the great crystal that provided power to the civilization. He said that many of you worked in the temples where these crystals were tuned. Your bodies remember that frequency, and now that the Earth's electromagnetic field is shifting, now that the Schumann resonance is spiking to levels we have never seen in recorded history, your Atlantean DNA is coming online. This manifests as a ringing in the ears. Listen to me closely. If you hear a high-pitched frequency in your left ear, do not be afraid. Do not run for a prescription. Cayce called this the music of the spheres. It is your antenna adjusting to the new bandwidth. It means the download is complete. It means you are ready to stop absorbing the toxicity of the world and start broadcasting the remedy. But you cannot do this if your filter is clogged. And this brings us to the substance I mentioned, the one sitting in your kitchen or your medicine cabinet, the one you have ignored. You likely know it as castor oil, or perhaps you know it by its ancient name which Cayce used frequently, the Palma Christi, the palm of Christ. For 3,000 years mystics have used this thick viscous oil to heal the body, but you have been using it wrong. You use it for dry skin or eyelashes. You treat it as a cosmetic. Cayce treated it as a shield. He prescribed the castor oil pack not just for the liver, but for the solar plexus. Your solar plexus is the soft tissue right below your rib cage. This is your emotional brain. This is where the Atlantean cord connects. And in this modern world, your solar plexus is being bombarded with radiation and fear frequencies 24 hours a day. It is raw. It is inflamed. And when it is inflamed, you cannot ground the energy. You just burn out. You feel the weight of the world, and it crushes you. Here is the protocol that the father of holistic medicine gave to those who were sensitive to the vibrations of the future. You must anoint the shield. You need wool flannel. You need the Palma Christi oil, and you need heat. But it is not just about the physical application. It is about the vibration of the oil itself. Cayce said that castor oil vibrates at a frequency very close to the light of the human aura. When you place this pack over your solar plexus, you are essentially creating a Faraday cage for your emotional center. You are sealing the leak. You are telling your body that it is safe to process the energy without being destroyed by it. Imagine if you did this for 3 nights in a row. Imagine if you woke up and that constant low-level hum of anxiety was gone. Imagine if you could walk into a room full of panicked people and stand there like a lighthouse, unaffected, glowing, transmuting their fear into calm just by your presence. This is your function. This is why you chose to be born in the West during the time of the Great Shaking. You are not a victim of your sensitivity. You are a piece of advanced technology that is finally learning how to operate the manual. The ringing in your ears is a notification. The fatigue is a reboot sequence, and the desire to be alone is your soul demanding a recharge in the docking station. Do not let them label you as weak. The hardest steel is forged in the hottest fire, and you are being forged. Now I need you to confirm that you accept this reframing of your reality. I need you to tell the universe that you are ready to switch from absorbing to broadcasting. Go to the comments right now. I want you to write a very specific phrase that acts as a code to your subconscious mind. Write these words: I am the keeper of the frequency. Do not scroll past this. This is a contract between you and your higher self. I am the keeper of the frequency. When you write this, you are telling your cells to stop fighting the energy and start directing it. You are acknowledging your Atlantean heritage. You are taking your post at the wall. I am the keeper of the frequency. See how many others are writing it. See your tribe gathering in the darkness. You are not alone in this. There is an army of you, silent, sensitive, powerful. And in the next video, we are going to open the Akashic records to the year 1998. We are going to look at the prophecy Cayce made about the shifting of the poles and how it relates directly to the weird sensation you feel in the bottom of your feet when you stand on grass. There is a magnetic connection you need to know about, and it explains why you can no longer wear synthetic shoes. Click the follow button so you do not lose this signal. The broadcast is getting stronger. I am the keeper of the frequency. Write it, and let the activation begin.